There are so many electric cars on the market right now, and it's really hard for people to choose what car to buy. It's a brand new thing to many, and they don't know what electric car is for them. Today's video should give you some insight on what to choose and why you might like a car. So, stay tuned to today's video as we discuss the best electric cars in 2022 ranked. First, at number 3, the BMW iX. BMW are slowly becoming one of the best brands for electric cars, as they have created some of the best electric motors of the last few years. Their revolutionary car was the i8 sports car, and they even had mainstream success with the i3 Super Mini. This just shows how outstanding their engineering and manufacturing skills are. Their latest venture into the electric car market is the iX, and it's the first battery-powered SUV that BMW have ever released. Currently, as of writing this video, there are only 3 versions of the car available: the all-electric iX3 SUV, the i4 Grand Coupe, and the iX. These 3 cars are insanely powerful, sporting some of the best batteries on the market. You can even get more powerful variants of these 3 cars that move the battery to 105 kilowatts and to a maximum of 380 miles. All versions of the BMW iX feature a 4-wheel drive, dual motor setup, and although this contributes to a rather hefty curb weight of over 2,400 kilograms, the iX handles surprisingly well and grips reassuringly through the corners. The ride is incredibly refined too, with suspension doing an excellent job of absorbing the vibrations and bumps of even the most pothole-riddled roads. Make your way inside and you'll be greeted by a plush, distinctively styled cabin filled with high-quality materials. Not only does it look and feel good, but it also performs well too, with a dual-screen infotainment setup featuring the latest version of BMW's iDrive. Next we have number 2, the Tesla Model 3. Tesla is known for their electric cars and how they changed the entire car market with one release. Ever since they became popular just a few years ago with their Tesla model cars, they have been innovating each and every year. Elon Musk has promised a bright future for the company, and with everything we already know about their future, it's looking great for active buyers. The Tesla Model 3 was the first electric car many were waiting for. It was literally all everyone in the community could talk about for months until they finally got their hands on it. Now that the car is in the hands of many, it's become a massive mainstream success and is the way to convince others to get an electric car similar to it. The Model 3 combines everything most people want in a modern car. It's sleek, minimal, and most importantly, it's got an insane charging speed because it's all connected to the Tesla network. You can watch TV, play games, and do all sorts with the onboard tech whilst your car charges. The interior is nothing like what you'll find in any BMW or Audi. The minimalist approach might not be to everyone's taste, but you can't deny the wow factor. Spend a bit more, and the 4-wheel drive long-range version has 2 electric motors and a larger battery for a range of 360 miles, with a 0 to 60 dropping to 4.2 seconds. Then there's the Model 3 Performance, which scorches from 0 to 60 in 3.1 seconds, but is still capable of 352 miles on a full battery. And now for number 1, the Tesla Model Y. Our final car of the video is none other than the Tesla Model Y. You might think it's a little redundant having 2 Tesla model cars on this list, but the Model Y is a completely different beast than the Model 3 counterpart. This is Tesla's second ever SUV car, and it was designed with a more manageable approach than a flashy sporty one in mind. The Model Y isn't just a larger Model 3. In fact, both cars are very different from one another. They may share similar looks, but internally both cars are completely different. The Model Y obviously supports 4-wheel drive, and Tesla made sure that its traction is top-notch. The acceleration on this beast is 0 to 60 miles per hour in 4.5 seconds. These stats are definitely impressive, but the car also stands out as a family lugger. The space inside this thing is unreal and could definitely support a larger family for outings across the country. Inside the Model Y, you'll see a minimalist interior with grandiose 15.4-inch touchscreen display in the dashboard for entertainment and vehicle management. The battery is also phenomenal, but sadly falls behind the Model 3 in terms of performance because it's for a different situation. Both Tesla cars we have spoken about in this video have been insane, but they are really hard to compare. The 3 cars in general that we have spoken about may all be the top electric cars on the market, but they are also all have different purposes. Each one does something better and different than the others, and it's nice to see a diverse set of cars in the top 3 of this year. So, what do you think about all of this? Let us know in the comment section below which car you preferred and if there were any other cars you wished we spoke about in this video. Now, on on to some other car news and information from the last few weeks. So is the dawn of flying cars finally upon us? Flying cars are something the people have wanted for decades now. Films like Back to the Future and Blade Runner guessed that we would have flying cars by the year 2020. Of course, that didn't happen, but it makes you wonder how close we are to getting a form of flying car. Over the last decade or so, cars have been changing. Gone are the days of a diesel car flooding the air with fumes and destroying the atmosphere. Whilst those cars still exist, the new thing is, of course, electric vehicles. The days of gas, petrol, and diesel cars are moving away, and we are entering into a time that most people will either have a full electric vehicle or a hybrid. 2022 is definitely the transition period of this trend, as many companies are switching to create purely electric cars for the sake of money and the environment. Tesla are one of the biggest car companies in the world, and they are making strides. Just in the last 10 years alone, Tesla have created some of the best cars in the world, and they are all electric. Elon Musk himself has promised lower emissions from the company and vehicles that will run off a brand new solar-powered battery they are producing at the moment. All of this talk of electric cars, the future of vehicles, sparked a thought in many online. Just how far are we from electric flying cars, and what would it take for us to actually have them? Well, the first step right now is hybrid flying cars. The main concerns are safety and the fact that many places aren't suited for flying objects. Look at New York, for example. There's no way in its current state that a flying car highway would work, even if we suddenly achieved the technology. Currently, there are some big investors around the world trying to create these hybrid cars that can ride on the highway, but also fly in the air when they want to. Before we get anything close to flying cars in cities and even in rural areas, there needs to be some form of flight control. Atkins are creating something that should prove very useful whenever flying cars come around. They're trying to make a fully automated flying system that controls air traffic. It's a fully autonomous system that can communicate with each and every aircraft in a certain space and control what they're doing. It's like a traffic light system mixed with the control center that airplanes have. This isn't going to release anytime soon, of course, but they are just getting the technology ready for when the day comes. So overall, it doesn't seem like we are getting flying cars anytime soon, but the dream isn't squished just yet. The technology is viable, and it could feasibly happen if the timing was right. Sadly, it's just not a case of creating flying cars and setting them out on the world. There is so much prep around the globe needed before these things can hit the streets. The entire world's structure in cities and towns need to be adapted and changed to fit these new vehicles. We aren't even at the stage where every area in the world has electric charging stations, so it's going to take much longer for these flying cars to be offered worldwide. On the upside, many companies are creating the technology to make this all work when the day comes, so it's a great thing to look forward to. What did you think about all of this? The advent of flying cars might be a few decades away, but at least it should be a reality, unlike those sci-fi films we all watch. And that's the end of today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed this latest video. If you did, would you please let us know down in the comments section below? It would be very helpful. Make sure to like the video, comment down below, and of course, subscribe to the channel with the notification bell rung. Thank you for watching today's video. Bye!